What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching the TF Movie Show. This is just a web series. We're talking about the Transformers film franchise. This is episode number 76, and I'm pretty positive that you guys know what I'm going to talk about in this episode because there's some big news that got announced yesterday, and I want to share with you my thoughts about it. And we're going to start right from the very beginning. 2 days ago, Steven Weintraub from Collider.com tweeted that if you're a fan of this franchise, you're going to want to tune in tomorrow morning at Collider.com to check out some exclusive news. So right away, I felt that could this be a set report? Because, you know, with every Transformers production, they always get these really detailed and exciting set reports from the movie. And I was just thinking to myself, nah, couldn't be that. But could it be? Because we're really early into principal photography. So, like, I'm wondering what could he have seen that hasn't already been reported, right? But it turns out that it's not that. Instead, it is some exclusive news, and we all now know who will be voicing Optimus Primal in Transformers Rise of the Beast, and that is Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman, Beauty and the Beast, Hellboy, of course. That's Hellboy 1 and 2, not Hellboy the third one. Alien Resurrection, Pacific Rim, and a number of movies. This is really exciting news, okay? This is really, really exciting news. Ron Perlman's a pretty big name after all, and he's no stranger to voice acting work. After all, he did actually voice Optimus Primal in the Power of the Primes animated miniseries, which I never watched. And on top of that, he voiced Hellboy in the Hellboy animated films. But first and foremost, he's an actor. And not only an actor, he's like a pretty big name in Hollywood. And so obviously I'm really, really excited about that. You know, just having these big names attached to Transformers, it's a pretty big deal. So yeah, I'm excited. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see his work. You know, that's Ron Perlman. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to be voicing a Transformers character in the next live-action Transformers film. So, pretty excited about that. Now, there is another side to this story, okay? When I think about, you know, Ron Perlman being, you know, voicing a character in a Transformers live-action film, it brings me back to some of the other films, okay? In fact, pretty much all the other films. Actually, maybe not all the other films. Specifically 1, 2, and 3 and Bumblebee. Now, the reason why I say those ones particular is because every one of those films always had a big named actor in Hollywood. Like, first and foremost, who's an actor. Not a voice actor, but an actor voicing a Transformers character. For example, Transformers 1, the 2007 film, Hugo Weaving as Megatron. I think he did a fantastic job as Megatron. But it makes me wonder why they didn't cast Frank Welker. You know what I'm saying? The original Megatron. But still, you know, I thought he did a phenomenal job. In Revenge of the Fallen, they got Tony Todd to voice the Fallen. You know, Tony Todd is first and foremost an actor. You know, he was in The Rock as one of General Hummel's soldiers, mercenaries. He was the Candyman, all right? And then in movie 3, they got Leonard Nimoy as Sentinel Prime, which was an amazing choice. Big name, once again, voicing Sentinel Prime, so that was really, really awesome. But Sentinel Prime, I mean, Leonard Nimoy, he has voiced... he's done Transformers voiceover work in the 1986 film. So I think it was a really, really awesome choice that they decided to do that. Now with Bumblebee, I think that was the one film that had the most amount of actors that were voicing Transformers. So Dylan O'Brien voiced Bumblebee, great choice. Angela Bassett voiced Shatter, and Justin Theroux voiced Dropkick. All right, so, but on top of that, they had like really well-known, seasoned voice actors in the animation community. All right, in animation Hollywood, if you will. All right, so it's always a big name actor followed by a bunch of voiceover actors who are very well known. You know, we're talking about Mark Ryan, Charlie Adler, John DiMaggio, Steve Blum, David Sobolov, who voiced Blitzwing in Bumblebee. So you know, they always have this pattern of having a big name voice actor. I mean, big name actor in Hollywood who is first and foremost an actor, and then a bunch of voice actors, right? Which seems like it's their pattern, it's their formula. So they're doing that again with Transformers: Rise of the Beast. You got Ron Perlman as Optimus Primal, and then at some point in time, they're going to announce all the voice actors that are going to be the voice acting cast for the rest of the characters or supporting cast. And I think they made this announcement now, like recently, like as a public announcement, official announcement, because they really want to get the fans on board that okay, we got a big name, we got a big Hollywood name as part of this project. Because if you don't already know, the fans are pretty divided about this. They're like, there's the ones that really want to see it. There are ones that are like only into the Michael Bay films. There are ones that are Beast Wars fans and they think they're doing it all wrong. And then there are ones that are Beast Wars fans who are really excited about this. And then there are fans like me who are more casual. Like, I love G1, but like I'm also a Transformers live action movie fan. But I'm at the point where I don't want to say I don't care, but I'm open-minded to what they decide to do, because they've changed so much at this point. Like, over the course of the last 14 years, 14 years since 2007, they've changed so much and deviated from the original source material that I really don't care what they do. Just give us a good movie. Just give us a good story. Like, I'm at that point. I'm so phased out by it. Like, I really just want them to make a good movie. Just give us a good story, good character, good action, and we are good. Kind of like what they do with Bumblebee. Like, I didn't mind what they did with it. There's obviously a lot of changes, but still, at the end of the day, I felt that was an awesome film, and I think it's still, to this day, I think it's the best Transformers film. All right? So now they got Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, and they cast Ron Perlman. Now, I want to tell you about that other side, okay, of this story, okay? So, I never watched Beast Wars. I still haven't watched Beast Wars. I intend to watch Beast Wars before Transformers Kingdom comes out. The thing is that I don't have a whole lot of time, so if I don't watch Beast Wars by the time Transformers Kingdom, I will have at least watched Beast Wars Season 1, 2, and 3, and Beast Machines before Transformers: Rise of the Beast comes out. Okay, I will at least do that. I will do myself that favor for the sake of the fandom. Okay, and the sake of the enjoyment of the movie. Okay, I want to do that. Okay, I really, really want to do that. I'm not a fan of Beast Wars. I never watched it, but I don't hate Beast Wars. Unlike some fans of the Transformers movies, Transformers G1, like, they do not like it. They do not like it at all. I don't care for it. Don't have any intention of watching it. Some people tried to watch it, cannot get into it. Okay, I'm not that guy. I'm open-minded. I want to watch it because I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I want to see how everything's connected. Okay. The reason why I didn't watch Beast Wars when it first came out was because I gave it a chance. I did watch it. I just couldn't get into the animation. I just couldn't get into it. But I still heard from a lot of people, they said it's really good. Even my brother said it was really, really good. I just couldn't get into that animation. That was the one thing that drew me away from it. Now, fast forward to now, I'm definitely a lot more open-minded because there's way more people from the Transformers community, the Ragin Nation, who have told me that you really have to check it out. It is that good. Okay, forget the fact that you don't like the animation. Forget about it, okay? You got great characters, great stories, and then it ties it all together with G1 so beautifully. And I believe that, okay? So I have faith in that. I can't wait to check it out. I'm actually really excited to check that out. So I'm not a fan, but I think that after checking it out, I will become a fan. In any case, okay, so I'm totally like going off topic, but I just want to give you the background on where there's this other side. So there's the Beast Wars fans, who I'm actually not. Like, I'm not a Beast Wars fan. Hopefully I'll become one. But they're the Beast Wars fans, very, very passionate fans that actually are against the idea of Ron Perlman voicing Optimus Prime, and it makes complete sense. Okay, Gary Chalk. Gary Chalk is Optimus Primal. Okay, we know Optimus Primal is going to be in Transformers: Rise of the Beast. It was announced. Okay, that's official. Why isn't Gary Chalk voicing Optimus Primal? That's a really, really good question. Why does Peter Cullen get to voice Optimus Prime in the last 6 Transformers films and other Transformers animation series, but Gary Chalk doesn't get to voice Optimus Primal in Optimus Primal's live-action debut? You know what I'm saying? Like, why isn't that happening? Why was that not even considered? Was it considered? I don't know. I have really no idea. I didn't even think about this, simply because, well, I'm not a Beast Wars fan, but it still makes a lot of, like, it's still something to talk about, you know what I'm saying? Why isn't Gary Chalk being considered for Optimus Primal? He is, after all, Optimus Primal from the very, very beginning. You know what I'm saying? He was Optimus Primal. Him, just like Peter Cullen, brought life to these characters. He is who they are today to the fans because of the work they put in as voice acting talents to, like, for the work that they put in for these characters. Like I said, they brought the characters to life, and honestly, it should have been Gary Chalk from the very beginning. And you know, I have faith in this movie. I think it'll do as good a job as Bumblebee did in pleasing at least myself. I'm pretty sure I will really enjoy this film because it's under a different direction, and nostalgia is a big factor that's going to be playing into here. Unlike a lot of the other films, I felt no real nostalgia at all except for the first one, the 2007 one. So I'm sure Rise of the Beast is going to be a great film, but at this point we will never know how much better it would have been had we gotten the original voice actor for Optimus Primal. You know what I'm saying? So it always should have been Optimus Primal. You know, I got a lot of respect for Ron Perlman, and you know, he's an actor with this stature and this voice. You know, he's got this screen presence and also voice presence. Okay, no doubt about that. Okay, and I'm sure he'll do an amazing job. But you know, when you have the original actor bringing his A game to the live action debut of the character that he made famous, it could be phenomenal. So there's a lot of disappointment from the fans of Beast Wars. I get that disappointment. I don't feel the same way they do, as passionate, but I get it and I understand it. And I feel very bad for them that they have waited for so long for this to happen, even though it's not a full-on Beast Wars movie. It's like G1 introducing Beast Wars into it gradually. So it's not like a Beast Wars like the way they remembered it, but it's a version of it, right? So this is their one chance to see Beast Wars debut, the introduction, but they still couldn't get the version they wanted, which is really unfortunate. It's kind of like G1. I mean, it's kind of like the Transformers 2007. Imagine this. Imagine Transformers 2007, but they didn't cast Peter Cullen as voicing Optimus Prime. Instead, Michael Bay decided that he wanted to cast Michael Clark Duncan because he's a friend of Michael. Like, he's worked with Michael Clark Duncan in the past. Michael Clark Duncan, you know, he's got and by that I mean the late Michael Clark Duncan. He's got like a very, very strong voice. I undoubtedly think that if he voiced Optimus Prime, it would have been a very different film, but still it would have like, with his talent and his way to project his voice and be like the way his voice is, I think it still would have been pretty amazing. But it's still not Optimus Prime. It's not the Optimus Prime you remembered as a kid, right? That voice is very, very special. So I'm glad they went with Peter Cullen. The thing is that when you listen to the commentary from the Michael Bay Transformers 2007 film on the DVD or Blu-ray, you will see that it was the fans that convinced him to voice cast Peter Cullen. And he claims that, and he says that it was always going to be Peter Cullen, but he also said, you guys were right all along. So which means that it was the fans' idea to give that idea to him, all right? So at this point, I believe that Stephen Caple Jr., Paramount, he didn't listen to the Beast Wars fans. They were just doing what corporate does, doing what Hollywood does. And like, you know, I get both sides. I get the fan side. I get the passionate fan sides of, you know, fans of Beast Wars. I get the Hollywood side, which is the business aspect, and that is they don't want a repeat of Transformers Last Night, which was a critical and financial failure. They want they want the magic of Bumblebee, which was a critical success, and also relative to the small budget, it was still very successful. So they felt like, okay, we got a good thing going on. We got to make some very safe moves. Okay, and if we're gonna make safe moves, let's cast a big name in Hollywood to voice this new iconic character we're putting. We're you know, for this character that we're introducing into the series. Let's get Ron Perlman. Okay, maybe that big name will sell itself, right? But you know, you still gotta listen to the fans. You know, we've been over this again and again and again, not just with Transformers, but like with like Star Wars and G.I. Joe and a lot of other fandoms. Like Hollywood still isn't listening to the fans, and I think that will really be the downfall. And they will never know how much better the film could have been had they cast the right cast members. Okay. Now, the only reason why I brought this to my attention is because, first of all, Austin Vitikofer from on Twitter, who's a big Transformers fan, brought this to my attention that there are fans actually have like an outcry about this casting, this wrong casting choice, right? And it makes complete sense. So at this point in the video, I want to take you back in time to 2012, specifically summer of 2012, in an American city called Savannah, Georgia. And that's 9 years ago, and I actually went there for my very first Transformers convention, my first ever Transformers convention in Savannah, Georgia. The Transformers convention was called SavCon, and it was the very first Transformers convention in Savannah, Georgia. It was hosted by a very passionate fan named Sean. He invited me out there. We had a great conversation, and it was a very unforgettable experience. I met a lot of really wonderful fans, met some very talented voice actors, ones that I watched as a kid, and it was an all-around positive experience. One of those people that are, one of those very wonderful fans that I met is someone named Candace. And when I went to her table, she had a table with artwork there. When I went to her table, she said, "Hey, Alex." And that was a really warm welcome because I'd never met Candace before, but she greeted me by my first name, and I just felt it was just a very nice thing. And so I got to know her, and I saw a lot of artwork on her table, and this is something that I actually picked up from her. This is Starscream. And I really love this. I love that the name Starscream is out of focus, and then Starscream is, you know, I like that expression on his face where he's you know, he's kind of flying out of control, like he always does at the end of a G1 episode where he gets shot and then he's just flying away from the battle. In any case, I purchased that from her. It was a really great memory for SavCon. But what was really interesting and something I always remember was the conversation we had about Beast Wars, because I was not a fan of Beast Wars, right? But she was telling me about it because I saw a lot of artwork in her table, and a lot of it was Beast Wars themed actually. So we were talking about that, and she asked me, "Did you watch Beast Wars?" And I was actually kind of embarrassed to say that I've actually never seen it. And she's like, "Really? You have to check it out. It is so good." It's got a really great story. There's some really great characters, and you're gonna love it. If you love G1, you will really enjoy this. And I explained the reasons why. I said I couldn't really get into the animation, right? I tried to watch it, and she said that, you know what, the story is so good. It actually ties in with G1 really well, and you have to check it out. And then my response was, you know what, I'm gonna check it out. You've convinced me. And I'm definitely going to check it out. Another thing that she pointed out was that she's actually a personal friend of Optimus Primal himself, Gary Chalk. So that was actually a pretty big deal because she's involved in some way with a voice actor. So that really opened my eyes because I knew of the character Optimus Primal. Is basically the Optimus Prime of Beast Wars, and for the fact that she knew Gary Chalk personally, that was pretty cool. Like that's pretty cool to hear that, right? I'm speaking to somebody who's a personal friend of Gary Chalk, who's the voice actor for Optimus Primal. That's pretty cool. So fast forward to now, today, Candace actually started the petition to get more voice actors from Beast Wars to voice characters in Transformers Rise of the Beasts. The thing is that right now, it needs more support, okay? It needs more support, and I want to support it. So I signed it, and I want to bring to your attention this petition, because even if you're not a fan of Beast Wars, and you don't know if you're gonna like Rise of the Beasts, it's still something that as a fan that you should be on board with, because there was a time when the Michael Bay Transformers films was there was a time that it could have gone the wrong way. Oh, okay, I shouldn't say that. It could have gone another direction. You know what I'm saying? It could have gone the direction that you wanted to go. It could have gone to a point where Peter Cullen wasn't voicing Optimus Prime, or it could have gone to a version where Frank Welker didn't voice Galvatron. Okay, it could have gone that way, and it turned out the right way in the sense that they got the right people to voice the appropriate characters. Now we don't have the original voice actor voicing an iconic character like Optimus Primal, and while they can't take that back, and by they I mean the studios, Paramount Studios will not be able to pull that back. They're not going to be able to pull Ron Perlman out and Gary Chalk, put him in, but there's still a chance that if the fans speak loud enough, that they can get other voice actors from Beast Wars in, because the fact is that they were, not only are they the original voice actors, but they did a good job voicing these characters. I'm saying that simply because they were the original voice actors. This is a great show based on what I've read and heard, and people love them. Okay, it's not because I watched it personally, it's because from all the positive things that I heard, and just by that principle alone, that they voiced the actors, they belong there. Okay, so, and that's what I truly believe in. If you're a passionate fan, you would want the original voice actor for Ratchet, or you would want the original voice actor for Ironhide, or you would, and Mark Ryan did a great job with all these other characters, right? And it is what it is. It's done, right? They all did a great job. But imagine a version of it where it was voiced by the original actor. Something we will never know about, something we will never see, but we still have a chance. Okay? If the studios really listen and they take into consider what the fans want, then we still have a chance at greatness. Okay, so that's why I want you to, just support this petition. Even if you're not a Beast Wars fan, you can be somebody who can make a change to be a part of something greater. Like they'll make a great movie. I don't know that, but I'm just saying they'll make a great movie. But imagine how much greater it can be if they had the original voice actors, right? Who are seasoned, who know what they're doing, who understand the characters, and bring those characters to life. Because at the end of the day, I want a great story and great characters. Okay, that's what I want. And if I don't get those things, then we're going to have a movie that doesn't live up to expectations, right? So that's all I really want to say. I'm excited about Ron Perlman. I really am, okay? But I'm speaking from the perspective of somebody who's not a fan of Beast Wars. But on the other hand, I really feel the passion from these Beast Wars fans. And I really think that it is their time, and they deserve for things to be done right. Yeah, I really feel like as fans, we all really deserve something, because it's been 14 years of these Transformers films, and they should have, they did right when they included that Cybertron sequence in Bumblebee. They could do a lot more. I'm very thankful for that, but let's keep that going. Let's keep that going and nostalgia going by getting the original voice actors, all right? Unfortunately, it's a little too late for Gary Chalk because they made the decision, but it's still not too late for these other voice actors. So let's do this. Let's do this. I'd really like to, use my platform to bring more awareness to this, so that a change can happen. And you know, a lot of times we always think about that Hasbro, Paramount, they don't listen to the fans. They just do what they want. Maybe if we voiced if we're loud enough, maybe they'll finally start listening. Okay, so there you have it. I'm gonna leave you the link to the petition in the description box below. Please do sign it. You're not just doing it for me, you're not just doing it for the voice actors, and you're not doing it for Candace, you're actually doing it for Transformers, something that you already love, okay? And the fandom, you're doing it for the fandom. So let's do it, all right? So thank you so much for watching this long video. I know it's a lot longer than you anticipated, but I just wanted to speak on it from all angles. Okay, I want to speak on it, and thank you, Candace, for posting about it so passionately. It really opened my eyes, and you know, we haven't spoken for a long time, but like, I'm so glad that you are still doing this. And you're so passionate about it, because this is, of course, for your personal friend Gary Chalk, and I think that he would have done a really amazing job had he done this. And thank you so much for convincing me to watch Beast Wars, because it is really happening. I know it's never late. I mean, never too late to enjoy something like this. Okay, so there you have it. My name is Alex Yu. Stay tuned for more episodes, because more are coming. I got a couple more videos on the slate, because I got a lot to talk about with some other news and some other of my thoughts and opinions about what's going on. But let's keep it going, and stay tuned for another episode. And I'll see you next time. Peace.